Well, hello there. Hello, everybody. Hope we're all doing good. It is pouring with rain, and it's lovely. It's nice. I usually, like, draw the curtains and stuff when I'm recording, because I don't like the idea of people peeping in. But when it's pouring with rain, it's pretty nice to actually get some real sun on my face. Feel genuinely good. Holy shit, we had a sub instantly. Mr. Modius just subscribed with Twitch Prime. You're a legend, Mr. Modius. Thank you very, very much. You've just made me realise I should probably change my playback device. So let's have a quick look-see here. Boom. Hopefully that works, and you guys will still be able to hear the game and so forth. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Default device. Let's see. You guys got that? Oh, no, you don't. Alright, let's do it this way then. Default device. Come on, OBS, you can figure this out. Alright, well, maybe we'll do it that way. There we go, we'll do it that way. That should be good. Yeah, so anyway, hello everybody. Hope we're all doing good. Wow, we just had a host, a legitimate host. Holy crap. Malfarian, dude, 42 viewers. Hello everyone from Malfarian's stream. It's nice to see you all. I hope you're all having a lovely day. We're just getting started, like literally we've just logged on. You will notice, oh, I never did it. Well, so yesterday we did a face cam. Oh god, there's so much for me to say. First of all, for the past over a month, and this is disgraceful, honestly, because where do I earn a living? Twitch chat, 3, 2, 1, Patreon. Woo, Patreon is like legitimately how I live my life, right? So I really need to pay very close attention to Patreon. Patreon, I haven't done anything for the special drives for like a month, because like the special drives work in a world where I post videos and then can wait a day, but with the Path of Fire Crunch it's just like put it up and then just have it up instantly, and so I've not had a lot of that going. But I haven't even been able to log into Patreon to respond to people's messages for ages. My two-factor authentication wasn't working. I finally realised why. It's because my mobile phone, for some ungodly reason that I'm unsure of why, my mobile phone was set 1 minute ahead of actual time, so the authenticator app wasn't registering properly. It was always 60 seconds out of its window and giving me the incorrect codes. Anyway, I figured that out yesterday, and I had tons of messages from people, these poor, amazing, wonderful people who have been supporting me on Patreon, and you know, I should bow down and kiss their feet essentially, and I hadn't been able to respond to all these people from so long ago. Anyway, on there I did notice that Maestron, I don't know if they're in chat, actually was made us a face cam a while ago. So usually Patreon messages, it's people asking me to get things from me, but here we had a message of someone giving us something new. So here's a new face cam. Hopefully it doesn't bug the streams. This is the Eclipse cam. So check it out. Here we go. Are we on an NA or EU? We're an NA, B-boy. This whole series, Path of Fire Dawns, is going to be an NA series, so it'll be NA. And I know you probably want to edit the title, so yeah. Why you always stream when I'm about to go to sleep? Time zones, JF. I'm so sorry, time zones. So anyway, I just want to, this is quite often Twitch. I'm not a very good streamer, but Twitch is at least a nice platform to feel like I've got an opinion out there, even if I haven't really. So I just want to use this time to say, listen, if you guys have signed up on Patreon at any point, and I've seen very distant, especially in comparison to other content creators who obviously do the website so much better than I do, I just want to say I really do appreciate anyone that was there and stuck it out. I think we dipped quite a lot on sort of the monetary front as well on there recently, and I've only got myself to blame. Stupid authenticator and doing other stuff. Anyway, so yeah, gratitude and thanks and sincere apologies and so forth. Alright, so yeah, what are we doing for the stream today? Well, lots of juicy things. We are on the Path of Fire Dawns series. This is where we look at Living World Season 3 and Heart of Thorns, and we round out all of the stuff we got in those areas of content, and we're trying to finish it all, so that when the expansion comes out, we're clean, we're fresh, we're big, we're new, and we've got everything going for us, and it feels like, you know, we're done. It feels like the devs gave us content, and in 2 years we had an opportunity to finish that in full, and I like the idea of feeling like I did finish it in full in 2 years. I never had that experience for Living World Season 1, and I never really had that experience for Core Guild Wars 2 either, so it'll feel quite nice to have that moment, and having that clean cut as well. As someone who's like whose job it almost is to understand this game, right? It's almost like it's pretty good for me to be able to have that clean cut and know that none of my playtime, once Path of Fire comes out, is going to be motivated by Heart of Thorn stuff. You know, I don't want to go into Path of Fire and be like, holy crap, I'm playing so much Guild Wars 2, it's so fun, blah, 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 blah. But in truth, it's actually Living World Season 3 content that I've got really enraptured by, and it's the current challenge modes in the new fractals, and it's, you know, and it's going back through the Heart of Thorn story, and then, you know, like, I suppose when we're judging Guild Wars 2 as a game in general, that would be cool to have, you know, a plethora of different content to experience and play. And there will be lots of people who are getting Heart of Thorns fresh around now. But, and especially after Path of Fire comes out, they're going to see people gliding and they're going to be like, oh, I want that, I'll go and do it. But at least for the purposes of understanding Path of Fire as a product, this will be quite cool. Like, what if I go into Path of Fire? Like, I'm scared of Path of Fire, guys. I've got to be honest. I'm scared of the expansion a little bit. Because that demo really did exhaust its content quite quick. I feel like it did anyway. Especially compared to, like... And I don't know, because I've been going for Caladbolg between this stream and the last one. And we're going for Caladbolg, so I've been doing the Heart of Thorn story again. And this is a good timing for me as well, because I can notice little things Heart of Thorns did that I hope Path of Fire did. But Heart of Thorn, you know, there was a lot there in VB. It feels like there's less in the Crystal Oasis. I don't know, it feels like... So I'm scared that Path of Fire won't have enough. And what we can do with Path of Fire Dawns, this series, is we can know that quite clearly. We can be like, alright, look, Heart of Thorns, I wasn't even done. I kind of had to rush. I did a series to finish everything in Heart of Thorns. 2 years almost wasn't enough for my play sensibilities. But Path of Fire I finished in, you know, a month. So, you know, we can see stuff like that. But there's going to be a much smaller content drought between Path of Fire and the start of the Living Worlds. Again, if we can even call it a content drought, it's such a derogatory term. It's only a demo, says Yggdrasil. I know, I'm being devil's advocate to an extent. But I also feel, so we'll go in game, and I mean, I am quite sincere about this. I do also quite sincerely feel that, you know, we got, what was it, 66% of the map? Do you think that's fair to say? 66%? Even if we say we only got half, I feel like half of VB contained more experiences and playtime than half of the Crystal Oasis. And that's including exploration of the city. I feel that way. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be wrong. I don't want to be a negative Nancy about everything. But yeah, anyway, I just did all this stuff. I haven't even advertised through any platform. I've not told anyone we're live yet. So everyone who's at the stream right now, good job. You're a friggin' bro, and you have this thing called a schedule going on, and you know when I go live, and you've come here off your own initiative. If I could, I almost said negative there, and it sounded vaguely racist. Christ, I don't know where that came from. So if I could give you guys extra potatoes and stuff, you're more than welcome. I could, but I don't think we can really. So let's see here. Let's load these people into the stream. Loading viewerbase.exe by posting in various places. Nia Hala says, and I follow you. Wow, that's awesome, dude. Okay, so we're live. Discord. Now, there's going to be lots of squad action today. And why do I say that? I say that because I'm not going to post on YouTube. This weekend will be the first weekend in a long while that I've not YouTube advertised any streams. I sort of feel like I don't need to anymore. Like, you get quite good just because by virtue of the expansion and the game, the scene growing so much. Alright, there we go. So we're live, and then I will also go to Twitter. We got a lot of squad-based action to do today. Let's go this way. All right, so there we go. So we tweeted in Discord, and yeah, ideally I do that early, but yeah. So whoa, holy jeez Louise. Okay, so someone's given us something major that's really cool. I want to talk about it when there's more viewers so that they get more kudos. So yeah, anyway, just how's it going, guys? I would just want to read through comments and see everyone. WP's humour went dark. Did it go dark? Really? I don't think so. What's dark about anything I said today? I think we didn't get outposts in the demo. I guess the first maps don't work that way. Outposting, yeah, that's sort of a thing. This hasn't happened. Partial Eclipse says, it also occurred to me that there were fewer achievements, etc. in the demo, but I wonder if it isn't deliberate, as they plan to roll Season 4 3 months after Path of Fire, so they don't need to pad the map out of collections of achievements as players will be moving on to Living World. You know, I thought you were going to go in a different direction there. There is nothing that hard and fast, and I feel bad about this because I feel like the community is going to bitch when it ultimately happens, but there is nothing hard and fast that states a Living World patch has to have a new map. I wonder if the very first Living World release after Path of Fire comes out needs to. We got no evidence that it won't have one, but I wonder whether it needs to have a new map. What if the first Living World patch is actually just like content density and content layering for the existing 5 POF maps to really enrich the experience and the amount of things that you can do in those established maps? Can you imagine that? Kind of like, you know what Living World did to the core game, adding the thumpers and all of that kind of shit, right? Imagine if episode 1 of Living World Season 4 is essentially an equivalent of that, in that it serves nothing, it does nothing but like enhances the current experience, because that would also allow it to double up with quite an important patch that Heart of Thorns had, which was the Heart of Thorns 2.0 experience, if you remember, where they radically changed everything. But remember, Heart of Thorns 2.0 was developed by the expansion team, not the Living World team, so we could have our cake and eat it too. We could have a Living World team that deepens the experience on the 5 maps, and we could have a Path of Fire 2.0 map patch. You might argue we shouldn't have a Path of Fire 2.0 patch, because Heart of Thorns 2.0 was really not about adding new content. It was about gearing what you I'm doing quotes with my fingers here, fixes to Heart of Thorns. I mean, that was a lauded patch. That was a loved patch by all. People really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed being able to tell people, please give Heart of Thorns another shot. Please don't leave this MMO. I enjoyed being able to do that. But to a certain extent, I never quite appreciated a lot that Heart of Thorns 2.0 did, because I never felt that the expansion was that bad on the initial release. And that's a controversial opinion of mine, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, the idea would be, what I'm trying to drive at here, is if Path of Fire is good immediately, right out the gate, we don't even need a 2.0 patch. And that time spent making a 2.0 patch, that time spent on the content drought and company restructuring the Heart of Thorns did, that's all extra development time for Expansion 3, for the expansion team. You know, the expansion team, when they made Path of Fire, yes, they've had 2 years to make Path of Fire, but the first 9 months or so of that were bogged down in company restructuring to figure out how the hell everything was going to work, which manifested the content drought for Living World side, but also presumably the expansion side too, but also Heart of Thorns 2.0 dragged them down. Those are all 3 months of extra dev time. That means a higher quality Expansion 3. After Path of Fire is out. It also potentially becomes time for them to do something way cooler, by the way, which is add Living World Season 1. Which you know you want, bitches. Hell yeah. Imagine if we only got VB, AB, and TD in Heart of Thorns, and then Dragonstand got its 4th road and was released 2 months after Heart of Thorns launched. Yeah, something like that, maybe? You've been I mean, that still wouldn't fix a lot of Heart of Thorns. Narratively, at least. Narratively. Hello, Sellout Potatoes. Hello, Smitsky. It's good to see you. Oh, you just reminded me. I had a bit of a nutter on Patreon messaging me. Like, truly, like, really weird, like, unraveled. I won't read that. If I learned anything from yesterday's stream, it's my funny anecdotes I shouldn't show you screenshots of, because then it ends up becoming witch hunts and stuff, which I don't want. We need a richer player experience. How much potential do you think there is for new streamers to get into the Guild Wars 2 Twitch scene now when Path of Fire is releasing soon? So I think that now is the best time to get into the scene. But I also think that I think this is just a broader internet trend. I think that audiences are really difficult to convince to watch you. And I think that even though this is the best time, I still think it's really hard. I think that a good chunk of it is that audiences are just scared to go to other people. Like, honestly, we've got like top viewers on Twitch already. I've not even done anything yet. We're just rolling into it, right? All of you guys are the viewer base. You know, we're talking distantly about this, but you are the viewer base. Think about yourself. What is the odds that you're about to, after I finish streaming, go and watch a lowbie and a newbie and someone who's not got anything? The only time it generally happens is when I deliberately host someone like that. And So it's partly that, but it's also most people just think that being a content creator, like for video games, is all fun and games, and you don't really have to put any graft in. A lot of people don't know what hard graft is. I certainly don't on Twitch terms. If you want to watch an example of how to actually grow on Twitch, I would look at Teapot. Teapot's a good example because Teapot actually puts the time in. Do you get what I mean? Like, Teapot actually puts the effort in. Teapot learned something. I think I've never spoken to him about this, but from what I can see from afar, Teapot learned something. That it's better to be consistent and put shit tons of content out than to try and meticulously create beautiful, like, well-made things, but infrequently. Which is, I believe, how he conducted himself on YouTube before realizing how to play the game, really. Which is do a lot of work. And so, like, it's mostly audiences are reticent to pick up new talent and follow new talent. But it's also just that a lot of people don't put the work in. So if you're thinking about being a Twitch streamer in Guild Wars 2, all I would advise you is get a proper schedule. Do not leave that schedule. And in my opinion, if you actually want to grow on Twitch, don't do what I do, because I'm a bad streamer. You need to be at least like 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, at least, to grow on Twitch, at least. And I would actually recommend 8 hours a day, 6 days a week for, like, optimal growth. That's just what not that I'm in a savvy position to speak about it, but that's what I believe anyway. Are you implying I'm crazy and ramble? Is this a crazy... Oh, no, Smitsky. No, it wasn't you. No. WP is my guild leader. May no one ever replace him as that. No, I'm not... I might be the ceremonial leader. I'm like the head of state. I'm not the monarch, right? I don't really do anything. Your guild leaders are the games masters, and they're the badasses and the legends that make everything work. Make no mistake. I have a ceremonial position. I'll sometimes appear in chat and say, "Oh, hello," like the Queen as she does her obligatory visits around the country to placate the unmasked washes. That's me when I'm in Twitch. That's me when I'm talking in Discord. That's me. No, that's not true. Hey WP, are you optimistic about Path of Fire being better expansion than Heart of Thorns? I am, just because they've had more time to make it. And because they've doubled down on the actual content. I do have misgivings and fears, of course, which I want to get into and start talking about. Now that we've come to terms with what the expansion is, we can look a bit more objectively at it without all the hype, and my channel will gear into that a little bit over the coming days. Can you tell me what happened to Matt Visual? Nothing's really happened to Matt. Matt has a job. Matt has, you know, a life to balance, a work to balance, and had to face the grim reality that 90% of people who try to do this have to face, that this ultimately, at some point, has to be a hobby. So nothing has happened to him. As far as, unless something big has happened in his life. I've got a Discord message waiting from him on Discord at the moment that I've not got to because it's nestled between about 20 other messages. But unless he's revealed some bomb, some explosive change in his circumstance, nothing's really happened. And I'd ask him yourself if I were you. Have I played PvP yet this season? No, you use the word yet there as well. I don't even plan to play PvP this season. I've got no intention of doing it whatsoever. The Bramble main stalk, should we fight that? Or should we go to this guy's? Well, we're not really going to do that. We're going to we're going to make our own squad actually. And we're going to be getting on these achievements. So, just a quick hello to everybody. I hope we're all having fun this lovely Sunday. Now, if you missed yesterday's stream, the Spud Club is super packed. This says 488, but it's not actually 488. It's something like 505. I've done something very risky here, where I have a ton of invites. And it's been hard. It's been really hard. It's been very difficult kicking people, making space. We're pretty rampacked. There's lots of things that I need to be clear about, but basically, when the expansion comes out, there's going to be a new guild hall. And for those of us who like the idea of actually experiencing guild hall progression, we're going to make a new branch of Spud specifically for that. So, apparently someone was being, you know, quite jaded and saying, oh, what's the point in spending all this money for another guild that's just going to be duplicate members, and then what are we going to do, just throw it away? The future of the new branch of Spud, which you can see here right now, is called Spud Club 2. I don't know what we'll do long term with it, but just think of this project for the meantime as it's for those of us who will find it fun to have a big group of people when the expansion comes out to run around the expansion with. It will be a good opportunity as well to experience progression of building that hall up. If you think that that will be fun, to communally build the hall and gather as a big group every time a new building comes in, record all of that super secret cool new dialogue. If you think that that will be all exciting, which I do, then the new branch is for you. Also, just anyone who think it's going to be exciting to have a 500 out of 500 player capped guild with hundreds of people that are all super active playing the expansion all at once, that also might be a really good thing. So we're going to open up a new branch of the Spud Club, and that's what it's for. Tentatively for the meantime, and I think those are perfectly valid reasons to pursue this. However, once all of that's died down and we have the hall and we kind of got 2 branches on the road, then we'll decide what we're going to do. Whether we're going to delete this branch completely, which is unlikely because we wouldn't want to delete the progress, right? Whether we want to have it as like a staging entry guild before you get into the main guild, whether we want to do an EU/NA split at that point, and then we have to figure out what we're doing decoration-wise. All of those decisions will come later. For now, the whole project, it's just for the joy of progression and having a big band of fresh new people all together. And if you're in regular branch, you can join the second branch. So this is the idea, right? And I think that's perfectly valuable. That's what we'll be going for. Now, there is a question, though, of what the new branch will be called. Many of you watching this stream right now might think, oh, that would be really cool. When I get into Path of Fire, joining this whole new community filled with people. It's not going to be a new community, but, you know, and we're all going to be super active. If that sounds exciting to you, then you're welcome to come. Invites will open in a couple of weeks, but the guild needs a name. So right now, I came up with the Spud Club 2 as a bit of a punny name that a lot of the GMs liked. So as a tentative thing, we've already got that. But we do currently have a straw poll going on. If you missed yesterday's stream, we opened this up. There's a straw poll to vote on what the new branch of the Spud Club will be. And you at the stream qualifies you to have a say in this. So I will link it in chat. If you have the add-on bettertwitch.tv, you will be able to vote from directly in there. So we've got a lot of different options. We've got the Spud Club 2, if we like that, which is currently one of the front runners. We've got the Alonian Spud Club with the Vabian Spud Club, the Desert Spud Club, the Amnian Spud Club, the Second Spud Club, the New Spud Club, the Other Spud Club, and the Sprout Club. All right? So pick one of those, and that poll will go on as the weekend progresses. All right. So a couple of things from chat here. I have a tech support question from Insomniatic. I usually hate these questions. I get flooded with them every time I make a video. Usually because people are silly and don't know how to follow instructions. Or they have really bizarre setups that they expect me to know. I quit my job in IT, and I'm not looking to go back into it. But I will respond to this one, because it's not because the person's followed instructions badly. It's that the instructions themselves are badly written. So Insomniatic is noticing here that I'm running Guild Wars 2 Hook and Arc DPS at once, and they're asking me how you do that. They said, I tried last night to get Guild Wars 2 and Arc DPS to chain load, and I was unsuccessful. Hook didn't like being renamed, and I can only successfully get one program. Do you have any tips? Yeah, what you need to do is start with an install of Guild Wars 2 Hook, right? In which case you will have a d3d9.dll in your bin folder. And when you launch the game, that d3d9.dll, which is the Guild Wars 2 Hook d3d9.dll, that d3d9.dll will generate a new file called a d3d9.ini. So once you're at that point and you've got a Guild Wars 2 Hook install, and you have both a d3d9.dll and a d3d9.ini, once you have both of those, which belong to Guild Wars 2 Hook, what you want to do is rename them both to Reshade64. So Reshade64.dll, Reshade64.dll, and Reshade64.ini. Both of them need to be renamed. At that point, then, go get Arc DPS, drop the Arc DPS d3d9.dll into the folder, and drop the Arc DPS chain loader into the folder, and voila, it will work. The thing is, the instructions don't explicitly state to rename the d3d9.ini. ELL. This is all like tongue twistery, and I've been loving it, right? They don't tell you to rename the ini, so that would have been your problem. You need a D59D1234.D111. Good lord, what language is that? Yeah. All I understand is double D. It's one of those things where I'm trying to say things over and over again to make it clearer to you all, and it's just making it worse. Subtitles on. The Sandy Spuds. It's too late to give recommendations, bro. That was yesterday. I apologise. There was another thing I wanted to talk about. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, yeah, so a little bit of balanced discussion as well. So, So I was watching a Nike video. So Nike's quite a controversial figurehead in the community, but nonetheless, it's mostly because of the way he conducts himself, I would say. But he tends to be very intelligent about balance, and I quite enjoy his balance videos, and I quite like seeing what other people are making when I get a chance. Nike's also has the advantage of doing short videos, which people always ask of me. So he did a 5-minute discussion that I watched just before the stream, and I wanted to further his discussion. He did a very short discussion right before I started streaming here. Oh, I watched it just before I started streaming here. On Spellbreaker and whether Spellbreaker would actually be viable in PvE. So there have been some suggestions it might be like a good phalanx strength generator kind of thing, because it can chain might on the auto, and it's got high crit damage and stuff. But he was basically making the point, you know, look, you're giving up Berserker for it, and Berserker is just so much damage. It's Condi damage, but it's so much damage. And he was also saying, you know, also if you want Boon Rip, Scourge is potentially going to be amazing damage anyway over Reaper, let alone the fact that it has built-in Condi Boon Rip. So not just Boon Rip, but Boon Corruption. So Scourge is probably just going to be the better choice in a lot of these situations when you have the choice. I mean, so anyway, I wanted to further his discussion. One point of discussion I wanted to make was that I think a lot of the community doesn't account for, like the entrenched theory crafting heavy nerd community, of which I would consider myself a part of, that we don't account for, but we really should. And I think that the devs account for is limitations of availability. So a lot of balance theory craft and discussion, and then opinions that spread across the entire community because they come from the top end. They all exist in a vacuum where we assume everything is available all the time. So Nike's discussions were, on that one point at least, you're not going to run Spellbreakers for Boon Rip in PvE, even if they add all of those boons, because you'll always have Scourges, and Scourges will do it better. And that's a perfectly valid point to make, and it's a valid point to make for any active, established member of Guild Wars 2, because we all have tons of ults, and making ults is easy, and it's kind of ludicrous to think of any other world. Wow, that was super loud. However, I would add a point that I think most of us don't account for in our discussions about this, that I think the devs do. And they often think about worlds where you don't have a friend who can play Scourge, but you do have a friend who can play Spellbreaker. And the devs are accounting for those situations for the Spellbreaker to get a look in edgewise. That's just one example, the world of Boon Rip. It could work for anything, when you need a Condi DPS, when you need a support, when you need a whatever, right? And I think that I think maybe the top end of the community needs to think about that a little bit more, because we, as the top end of the community, and when I say we, I even mean people smarter than I, right, have such an ability to manipulate the opinions of everyone else at large, and sometimes it's just not relevant, right? So I think that that's something that the devs want people to think about, but they don't quite. But there's another much more important thing that I wanted to talk about, really, which is a furthering of the discussion. So Nike's point, I think, is an incredibly smart one, and incredibly in tune with what the devs want us to think and view the game. And it's this, that there are 9 classes, and every expansion there's going to be 9 new elite specializations. That's going to bloat to such a crazy level that it would be insane to ask every single one of these 27 different flavors of class that there are right now. You've got Elementalist, Weaver, Tempest, Warrior, Berserker, Spellbreaker, and on. It's 27 essentially if you count cores and then elite specs, right? And maybe that's silly because elite specs are going to be power creeped over cores, so you won't use cores so much. But anyway, there's so many that it's already insane, let alone in the future. It's kind of insane to ask every single elite specialization, like the Spellbreaker, to be have a meta PvE variant and a meta world versus world variant and a meta raiding variant and a meta fractal variant and on and on. It's insane to ask that of them, and it will only become more insane as time goes forward, unless you choose to live in a world where the latest elite specialization is always power creep globally, which we don't want, because then that shoehorns the old ones out of space, right? So that's Nike's point, and I think that's perfectly said. So he's saying, understanding that, listen, Spellbreaker might not be running raids. It's better to have a Scourge, potentially, or a Condi Zerk in the world of damage. So just face it, you might not be running this in raids. It's more of a PvP world versus world thing, like we saw the Scrapper was, and that might not sit too well for the warriors of this current generation, but broadly speaking, design-wise, that's sort of part and parcel of the system, and that's what we'll have to look for. And that's sort of the sentiment he echoes. And And I think most people can appreciate that. I think if you've got a bit of a level head on your shoulder, I think that's fine and that's reasonable. But I would further that discussion just a little bit, and I would say that there's sort of an addendum that needs to be put on a video like that, and it's this: that the devs can hackily work their way around it, and we already saw them do that with Heart of Thorns. And it's about balancing in the interim. So all of these discussions that Nike raises in his videos, which are very smart, right? They're all about the broad game, the broad sense of balance in Guild Wars 2 over many years. We're talking about the next 8 years of this game's life, when we talk about all the elite specializations as they eventually will exist, right? Until the system itself is scrapped, or the game itself is scrapped. We're talking about everything having a slotted, nice niche. And the more that get added, the more niche each slot is going to be, right? That's what we're talking about. But you'll notice that with Heart of Thorns, when there was only one elite specialization, the devs realized that it would be super boring to go major niche on everything right away. And instead they just opted to, in the interim, power creep the shit out of everything. Dragon Hunter has some extra viability and use for you in pretty much any scenario over core spec. Now, that's why they did that, right? Tempest was always at its heart, foolishly, I think, a support thing. And we don't have to get into that side of stuff, but it was a support thing. But they tuned it just enough on the power damage and just enough on the Condi, on the fire overload and the air overload and stuff. They tuned it just enough, even though it wasn't in the spirit of Tempest. Even though it wasn't in the spirit, they tuned it just enough so that you would be running Tempest. And there was a chance to run the Warhorn, even if it is a supportive weapon, on a DPS spec. They tuned it in the interim. So that for all the 2 years of Heart of Thorns, where it didn't matter anyway because they didn't have a power spec that existed, for those 2 years of Heart of Thorns, it was a DPS class. And only right as Path of Fire started to come out and a new elite specialization began to threaten its space, it was only at that point they saw fit to start nerfing the Tempest down. As we saw, began not with recent balance, by the way, about a year ago it started, right? People think that it's all about Ellie did too much damage and the community had unrealistic opinions about how much damage it did and blah, blah, blah. But actually, in truth, I think it was always about making space for Weaver. You know, when we saw 5% less on overloads and we saw various Tempest-specific changes go through. So anyway, we saw that. We saw them do this interim balance. The addendum I would add to Nike's video is the importance of interim balance when it comes to something like Spellbreaker. So there still is, you'll notice that they've been very careful about this. They've pushed Condi Zerka, sorry, they've pushed Berserker into the Condi space, much more defined, much more clearer. People haven't liked some of the nerfs that have hit recently, but it's clearly been about moving it very specifically into that space. So they can do the same with Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker at its heart can be about boon rip and PvE based things. But that doesn't stop them in the interim, because there is no flat damage spec right now. It doesn't stop them in the interim buffing the shit out of it so that it's raid viable as a power spec. And only when the third generation of elite specs come out and they decide, yeah, we're going to add the proper power one at its heart, do they then need to rein Spellbreaker's capabilities in so that it is only present in PvP and Wild vs. Wild and stuff. And, you know, if there was any crime of the Scrapper, which was the Generation 1 version of the Spellbreaker, in my opinion, which in that it was very strong in PvP formats, but not PvE ones. If there was any crime of the Scrapper, I think that it never was afforded the luxury of this interim balance that the Golden Child, the Elementalist, did, you know? You know, people always talk about LE favoritism. I don't really think there's too much LE favoritism from the devs, not recently. But if there is an example of it, I would say it's that the Tempest got the luxury of interim balance. The luxury of interim balance. And that's what I think that the Spellbreaker can be afforded to. So that would be my addendum to that. Everything Nike said was correct, and it's all good design and it's all good balance. But do not lose all hope and all fear, for if the devs are smart about it, you might see that they do interim balance anyway. At the end of the day, it behooves them to have a specialization on like such a basic bitch class. Do you know what I mean? Like the Warrior is such like... And I don't mean that as an insult. There's 3 basic bitch classes in Guild Wars 2, aren't there, right? There's the Ranger, the Warrior, and the Ellie, right? One of each armor class, the most typical fantasy core baseline thing you can get. Lots of people play those classes, right? And then you start to expand your horizons a little, and you start adding like the stealthy, roguey character, the Thief, and then you start adding other iterations, the Necromancer, and you know we dig down until eventually we're obscure shit like the Mesmer. You know, when you have a fundamental class, maybe that's a better way of describing it, a fundamental class like the Warrior, I think that it deserves that luxury. I think that maybe Ellie got that luxury, Tempest got that luxury, because it is such a common... I actually just had a heart attack. Okay, these overlays are way too loud, or the game volume is way too quiet. I need to turn stuff up. Holy crap. Can you guys even hear the game? Anyway, so there you go. That's my little addendum to that whole discussion, and I think maybe that's something we can see. It will draw ire, by the way, eventually. Interim balance has a downside. And it's snooty people when Expansion 3 comes out that will be angry because the interim balance has to go away. And they'll say, oh, they're just nerfing it to force sales of the next expansion. Because let's follow this through line. Let's follow what I just explained there, right? Let's say the interim balance does hit the Spellbreaker, and they get all this crazy power damage put on there. Not Condi damage, because that would muscle into the Zerka space. But it gets all this power damage added onto it, yeah? By the way, I don't think that Zerka is purely Condi damage, but it is more heavily leaning towards that, so they'll be conservative about that in the future. So let's say they do that, and now we're 2 years forward. And now they're adding a proper, at its heart, power spec for the Warrior. Now, that's all very exciting, but the Spellbreaker can't stay in that space, so they have to nerf it down. And what people will say then at that point is, oh my god, they're nerfing Spellbreaker. All my beautiful Spellbreaker power builds, just to force me to pay $50 to get the expansion, or $30 to get the expansion. And that will be the downside of interim balance. People thinking that, you know, it's conspiracy theories and big corporate discussions, when actually... I would view that as sort of a favour and a luxury to the Spellbreakers in the interim that don't have another alternative at its heart. Yeah? So, anyway, hopefully that wasn't too verbose or labouring the point too much. But that's a good little... that's sort of my view of Elite Specialisation balance and the way that they can do things. Someone said there will always be salt. Yeah, but that's sort of a self-defeating comment. I don't like comments like that. Oh, people are always upset. People are always... It's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't take measured steps to identify where it comes from and analyze whether it's worthwhile. You know, I do believe in white noise complaints that can just be dismissed out of hand because people just don't understand the product or what you're trying to do, and it's like, you know, they've bought your product, but you were never trying to pander to them anyway, so they are white noise. I've always believed in that. But I think that, you know... That doesn't mean we shouldn't have discussions and try to think as best we can about what this game is and what it's trying to be and whether it's achieving it well enough and whether we like what it's trying to achieve, which is essentially what discussions like this are. So what the hell was that duck that actually made me poo myself? I'm going to have a little bit of coffee here. We've been streaming for 40 minutes. Jesus. And AB has just started. Oh my god. Should we wait for AB here? Oh my god, wow, that was a £10 donation. Wow, Lily Bloom, thank you so much. We kind of started a thing recently where people donate £3 because there was nothing like odd about it. I genuinely believe if you donate £3, you are worth more than someone who watches like all my videos on YouTube for a whole year. You know, I really do believe that. Most people go around there, so it's really nice to see a tenner there. I think we had a $5 yesterday as well. Thank you very much. Been watching you since you began streaming, and I can finally donate. I love you, WP. Thank you very much. Not I love you. Love you. There's a big difference there. I love you, WP. Have my babies, WP. I need another, like, crazy line. And everything you do for Guild Wars 2 and its community, keep up the good work. Thanks very much, Lily Bloom. I want to do more for the community as well. You know this, I was struck by inspiration last night. You know we're doing the legendary giveaway, right? Giving away every single legendary in the game, trying to grow the scene. Submissions for that have proper slowed down, by the way, guys. Oh, and there was an improvement to it as well. I'll talk about that soon. Anyway, so I was struck by inspiration, right? You may have noticed we talked about Fashion Wars a bit yesterday, and you may have noticed that my swamp monster is looking a little bit different right now. Perhaps uglier. I don't know. What do we think? Worse. But I decided to use a green poly on this guy. So that I could colour my tail, mostly, so that the tail could be green as well. Yeah. And anyway, so I had a message from someone when I was in VB yesterday, as I was basically I'm replaying Heart of Thorns at the moment to get this this here. All right. So you got to finish Heart of Thorns for each version of the thing you want to do, unless you just go for a tacky skin swap, which I don't want. I want to go big dick. I want all 5. I want all 6 colored bulks, or all 5 colored bulks. Anyway, so I'm in VB, and this guy messages me, and he says that is a bold statement of an outfit. I love it. And I was like, hell yeah, look, I'm actually getting Fashion Wars 2 comments. And I was like, that feels really good. Wow. And it reminded me of a Reddit thread that had appeared 3 weeks back or so, where someone had said, by the way, guys, we're going to do this meta. So if you want to join on this meta, feel free. I'm going to LFG here. Meta map not full. So we're going to get a lot of non-spuds in here. It reminded me of a Reddit thread where someone said, oh, everybody, listen, there's lots of new people playing Guild Wars 2. I think it would be really fun if you were all very nice to one another and remembered to compliment each other's outfits, because that's very fun and makes people very happy. I saw this Reddit thread, right? And like a cynical, jaded, twatish bastard that I am, I thought, oh my god, really? What a lame thread, right? I didn't think it wasn't that bad. But because I just never understood. I never understood how good it feels to have somebody compliment your outfit, right? So anyway, this this thread sprung to my mind when this guy complimented me, and I realised something. I was struck by inspiration. What if I didn't do the legendary giveaway about growing the scene, guys? What if I did a secret millionaire thing, right? Where I put every single legendary in the game into a prize pool, and I said, listen, guys, listen. When Path of Fire comes out, I, Wood and Potatoes, I'm going to buy a new account. None of you are going to know the name of that account, or the characters that are on that account, or anything to do with that account. It's going to be a fresh Path of Fire account, and I'm going to be playing the game. And what I'm going to do is give a random legendary to every person who compliments my outfit in Path of Fire, and the way my character looks in Path of Fire. And we're going to do that till we run out of all the legendaries. And that will just go on in perpetuity until every single legendary is spent. There you go, that's the giveaway. And then I drop the mic and walk off the stage, right? So what this would essentially do is this would create an entire Guild Wars 2 where everyone's just chancing it and whispering each other throughout Path of Fire. Hey, I really like the way your outfit looks. Hey, I really like the way... And it would be totally in you know, some vain attempt and some selfish ambition to get a legendary. But think about how nice people would be in the community. Think about how much social interaction that would have prompted. Yeah? So it would just have people charging around saying that. I think that would be so amazing. So anyway, this whole rant started with me saying I want to do more for the community. And I had fun entertaining that idea in sort of a crazy, bizarro fantasy world. That could have been the legendary giveaway. Just do like a secret millionaire thing like that. And there's loads of opportunities like that. Wow, that's quality armor. Yeah? Think of the power, guys. Everyone would seem so nice. And then I'd do the video saying, alright guys, all the legendaries are done. And the amount of whispering that would go on in-game would just drop. It would just dramatically drop. Alright. So. Yeah, good point, B-Boy. Alright, so earlier something very crazy happened. Just so that everyone knows, when I do a stream, we do at least one giveaway, sometimes 2. And the giveaways are for big, expensive stuff, like hundreds of gold value items. They really are, they're a good reason to come to the streams, even if you sort of don't like the content themselves. It's easy to just watch the stream and then just type a word in every now and then, and you're getting on a chance for a lot of gold. But it costs a lot of gold to have all of those skins and to get them to give away. And it's kind of a community initiative to get the funds to keep those going. They don't just appear out of nowhere. And I just want to stress that, you know, people donate these things sometimes, and you know, they're the people to thank. And that's something that happened today, and it's kind of crazy. So Atrophied in chat, I think Atrophied's in chat. As our games master here says, Atrophied is a fucking legend. Along with the Greatsword skin, they're also giving a winner. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we're giving away a Bloodstone Greatsword, first of all, from Atrophied, right? So Atrophied has given us this. Let's go have a look here. Bloodstone Greatsword. So we're going to be giving this away, which is super cool. It's over 100 gold. This is a really nice skin. I like this one. It's a shame that on Char you don't really get good preview, but there you go. So there's a Bloodstone Greatsword. They alone have donated that to us, given us 100 gold, which is going to be given to someone randomly. So please give a massive shout out and thanks to Atrophy there. But also, along with that, they're also giving the winner a choice, okay? If you win today's giveaway for today's stream, it's going to go on during the stream. If you win it, you will not just win the Bloodstone Greatsword, but you will also win a choice, your choice, of any Abaddon weapon in the game as well. And Abaddon weapons, as I've explained before, are not only that are they sexy as all hell, but they're also double tickets, so they're going to be very expensive in the future. Very expensive. These 80 golds you're seeing will spike heavy. So it's like a 200 gold prize, potentially even more for account value. It's not NA only. Anyone can have it. Anyone can do this giveaway. It's just for taking part in the stream. So yeah, massive shout outs there to Atrophied, and thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Okay, the Bloodstone Greatsword is from the guild and a community approach. Abaddon skin is from Atrophied. So there you go. Smitsky says you have over 100 entries on the competition page. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm just blue sky cloud thinking or whatever that phrase is. Here, I like the competition we did is the only real competition, right? I mean, it's the most honourable thing we could have done. Because I don't forget, those legendaries aren't mine. They're not, you know. So I've got to do it in the best way I genuinely think. And everybody being nice to each other in Guild Wars 2 might give us the nice warm fuzzies. But at the end of the day, getting a ton of trailers and hype videos and critical analysis and reviews and things that will be pushed to broader gaming communities is way better for the scene than anything else that I could possibly ever do. So I think that competition is the only logical. It is the only logical conclusion. So, spoken like a true Vulcan there. I think that's, I'm happy with the way that we've done it. And yeah, by the way, Walded did update the website. So can we just take a second, guys? There's 6 minutes till the meta goes on. So, look, we're just pissing about. We're just chatting here anyway. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm running a competition right now. I haven't talked about it for a while, so there's a good chance you won't know. But I am giving every legendary in the game away. And then second place gets other crazy prizes, like every single Black Line contract. So if you look at this, right, imagine this just for a second. Getting every single... Getting all of these in your inventory all at once, right? So you can have permanent access to your bank, permanent access to change your hair, permanent access to a merchant, permanent access to a TP, permanent free repairs, permanent Mystic Forge. That's second place. If you get first place, you can sell tons of the legendaries. It's like a 50,000 gold prize pool. You see this? This 208? Imagine if that said, not 208, but 2,000. Not 2,000, but 5,000. Not 5,000, but 50,000 gold. That's the value of the first place prize that we're offering, right? And all you got to do to win is make a video that grows the Guild Wars 2 scene in some way. Make a video that appeals to League of Legends players, or BDO players, or World of Warcraft players, or ex-Guild Wars 2 players who might be returning, or a hype video and a trailer for POF that will get somewhere that it wouldn't otherwise. Grow the scene. That's all you got to do. Make a video that grows the scene. And the best people at doing that, as I judge it, will win. There's 25 winners. And thousands of gems being given away, like 50,000 gems. It's a crazy giveaway. Anyway, so, or competition. So if you want to get involved, just go to my website, woodandpotatoes.com/getpoff, right? And it's got all the details there. But there's already, like, a lot of entries. And they're much better to navigate now. They used to just be a big block of videos. But check that out. Go to that link there, guys, /entries. We're just waiting anyway. We've got 5 minutes till the meta goes. There's not going to be anything interesting on Twitch. I do implore you to please click that. And what you can see you can do now is you can filter the contest entries by the amount of likes that they got, or the amount of views that they got. So you can see that the Doombox video that was created for this competition got 75,000 views. So hats off to Doombox. That's a great video. Especially for, I mean, he's the old guard, right? Like, he's an older YouTuber than me, you know, for this scene. But not so much a Guild Wars 2 YouTuber. And he did a video where he just said, the title of the video is, "For Once I'm Actually Excited About Guild Wars." And 75,000 old guard GW1 players watched that and enjoyed that, right? Because of this competition. That's what I want to see, right? That's a good entry right there. And so you can filter by views. You can filter by dislikes as well. You can see the most hated videos. And so, yeah, you could please browse those, because, listen, the whole point of this is to grow the scene. And you might be like, well, why do I have to watch it? I'm already in the scene. Me watching those competition entries doesn't grow the scene. But let me just explain something about the psychology of YouTube videos. Once you start getting views, you're on easy street. The thing is, if you're a random person on YouTube and you type Guild Wars 2 Path of Fire. I want to look at a Path of Fire video. Your likelihood to click something that has 5 views, 0 likes, and 0 dislikes is much lower than your likelihood to watch a video with 1,000 views, which is much lower than your likelihood to watch a 10,000 view video. A lot of the reason why I'm successful on YouTube actually has nothing to do with talent. It's just that I already have a user base. So people on YouTube, they're like, oh, this guy's got an audience, I guess I'll watch him, right? He's the biggest one. This video must have some inherent quality to it, which is total bullshit and not true. So it's like a really gross thing about the way that the world works. So you, as someone already in the Guild Wars 2 community, you watching competition entries helps those competition entries get that initial cushion of viewership that will convince genuine new people to give it a shot. So I do implore you all to not just make entries, but watch what other people are saying and making and their testimonies and their styles and stuff. To please do that. Because I hate seeing... Here's the thing that I really hate. And here's a tip to anyone who's in this competition. If you make a really good video, please hustle with it. Please push it out there. Please make, you know, links to it on other forums and things and tell your friends and families about it. Please don't just leave it there to fester on like 5 views. I've seen a lot of really good videos that have been entered into that competition, and they've just dumped them online and they've not hustled at all, and it's just there and they're letting the content speak for itself. And that can work, guys. That's how I grew on YouTube. I hated hustling. I never did any of that. I was just like, I just make good videos and that's it, and I'll just let them speak for themselves. But if you go that route, that honorable, artistic, what's the word? I can't remember. You know, if you go for that approach because you think it's the right approach. I just want to be a pure content creator. I don't care about the hustle. If you go for that approach, like I did and several others have, you need to understand it takes months and months / years and years to get anywhere with it. I think up the first 200 videos I produced had like less than 50 views, right? But I just kept consistently making them. If you don't hustle, and so it just doesn't work for this competition. So please hustle on your videos, please, for the love of God. It's about growing the scene. And if you make a video, no matter how good it is, but it only has 5 views, it's going to be hard for you to win something compared to Doombox that got 75k and a good video. You know what I mean? Again, I go for a balance, but please, that's my advice to you on that competition. So yeah, anyway, and Welk has upgraded the page. Even if you're not entering the competition, watch him, have fun with him. There was a really cool submission as well. I kind of don't want to talk about specifics, but there was a very fun submission the other day where someone made musical themes for all 9 classes. That was cool. And he hustled. Yeah, Nature Dead says the 5th prize is lower than 6th. That's because ArenaNet bombed the mini pet economy. The jerks. We're trying to help the game, and then they destroy the economy. What is wrong with them? So we wasted a ton of money on that prize. It will be shifted. Don't worry, we will fix it. B-Boy's telling me to look at my whispers. I don't have any new... Oh, I do. It just wasn't scrolled. Alright, so yeah, speaking of giveaways, remember that Abaddon weapon selection? Remember the Bloodstone Greatsword? Do you guys want to win those right here, right now, as the AB meta commences? Do you want to win those? I know you do. Get ready, guys. Because instructions to win are about to come. God, I've speaking of hustle, all I've talked about is bollocks for so long. We'll get into some actual Guild Wars chat in a second. Right, so we're going to do the giveaway. The way that giveaways work on this channel at the moment, right, is, and don't forget, this is about a 200 gold prize, because you're going to get 2 really special cool weapons. So Twitch chat, this is just for you. All you have to do is type a word in chat. That's it. That's all you have to do. Doesn't matter if you type it multiple times and spam it. It won't increase your odds. But you can type it multiple times. You won't get disqualified. So all you have to do is type into chat the single word, exalted. That's it. Exalted. E-X-A-L-T-E-D. And if you do that, by the end of the stream, you may just win that double sweet 200 gold prize. And please, do give a massive thanks to, I guess, both the guild and Jesus, I've forgotten his name. Atrophied. There we go. Atrophied for doing that. Now, there is an extra little thing with this, by the way. If you are subscribed to me on Twitch, you get 10 times the luck to win. So that's 10 times luck for subs. If you don't know what subbing is, it's a thing on Twitch where you can choose to, like, support a person who streams and does giveaways or whatever. And by supporting that person, you get in exchange special emotes you can use anywhere on Twitch. So people in chat can spam those if they like. Yeah, it's very sellout-y. But hey, look, we're doing all the giveaways. It's nice to be able to make things work. So, yeah, you get emotes. You get all these different potatoes you can put on anyone's stream. You can go to a League of Legends invitational stream and you can spam potatoes if you want. Or anyone else's in the Guild Wars scene. You also get badges. The more months that you are consecutively subscribed, you get badges. And you get like a little potato next to your name while you're in our chat. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And just fun stuff like that, right? So there's a lot of reasons to sub. It also supports me. It helps me financially. It makes these streams worthwhile doing. And you get 10 times luck on any giveaway we do. So this giveaway, you do get 10 times the chance to win those things if you sub. And by the way, you can sub completely for free. It monetarily supports me. And usually it's you give someone a $5 for a month. But if you have Amazon Prime, you can give me... You can sub to me. You can sub to one special person on Twitch if you have Amazon Prime, and you can do it totally for free. There's just a simple little button you click on screen there, and there we go, burns up, and yeah, there you go, and you will get access to all that fun stuff. And I massively appreciate anybody who does sub, by the way. I know that a lot of people just do it for the selfish reason of the giveaways, but I really do appreciate it, and especially if you come back like next month and do it again. So there you go. Ooh, Jesus, speaking of the hustle, I've just talked about so much, like, stuff. Let's get into some Guild Wars chit-chat, shall we? What do you guys want to talk about? So, by the way, here's something that I think's quite interesting. Wow, why am I not even on the meter right now? I cannot be... I'm that low damage? Oh, it's because I've been in combat for ages. So, I figured something out with ABs. Something that someone gave me advice about on a stream. I, last night, did a bunch of double ABs, and it was very fun. I actually got a triple AB. So you clear the Octavine. Our map is full. Look at how full our map is. You clear the Octavine, and then what you do is you quickly map swap, and you clear another one, and you map swap, and you clear another one, and you map swap, and you clear another one. And by doing this... I can't remember how many I had on the stream yesterday, but our goal, remember, is to finish Heart of Thorns. Can you stop knocking that trigger blossom into me, please? Oh, it's vulnerable again. Let's burn it. I think there's ads in the area, which are great as well, because I can actually proc my traps on the goddamn thing. Maybe? I don't know. Our lag is incredibly low right now. Our FPS lag is incredibly high, sorry. No, I don't know whether our traps actually did proc. I also forgot to put quickness on again. So yeah, I'm trying to get all of them. Hold on, we'll just finish this burn and then we'll go back. There we go. Let's pull out now. Let's see. Heart of Thorns, Auric Basin. We're going for this, and I now have 84 out of 100 done. So just like a couple of days ago, I was only on about 70, 75. Ish, 74, 74, and now I'm all the way up at 84, almost 85, so only 15 left after this one, as long as we do it. It's not necessarily leeching, because a lot of the maps that basically, when we clear this, right, it'll be like 10 minutes remaining, and what I'll end up doing is joining what's known as a late map, and that late map will be, oh my god, oh, that was hype! Did you guys see that? Wow, it threw a trigger blossom at me, right on my location. The trigger blossom landed where I'm stood. I blocked it and dissolved it. Very similar to husk blocking at Triple Trouble. I didn't know that that was possible. That is crazy. That is so cool. Wow. That's super badass. Are we holding it? I mean, I could go for another burn. I'm going to proc another burn. Oh, it disappeared. Oh my god, the universe decided that it didn't want us to do that. That's hilarious. Alright. Oh, rip. What? What killed me there? Was it just invisible? WP with the new pro strats. That was so cool. I didn't even know. Imagine if they did a challenge mode version of a lot of world bosses. I would love that so much. Instance challenge mode versions that are guild missions. Oh, I got so many thoughts on guild missions and what they can do with those that would be so cool for the game. That's one of my biggest regrets that Path of Fire doesn't have much of. Oh, I used the word regret there. I don't know why I would regret that. It's not my regret. South needs to get their butts in gear. Yeah, I'm going to go help South. We're still in combat, so... We don't want to flood away too much, but I should go help South. I can't really do anything for the knockbacks and stuff on this build, and I can't be bothered to add a shield and a longbow and stuff. But I will bring the deep seas. How am I still in combat? Fine, we'll go this way. God, the frame rate is very, very low. You don't do guild missions anyway, because I get nothing out of them. I don't love what guild missions are right now. I loathe what they have become. If Resonating Sliver Economy wasn't butchered, if guild commendations offered something more than accessories that are being usurped by most Season 3 stuff, if they'd added new missions that were somewhat more interesting or more emergent and dynamic, like the current events team have been incredible at making, if they did that stuff, then I would love them. And I think that they're a really important, strong part of what this MMO needs. I think guild missions are incredibly important, but that doesn't mean I love their current implementation. It doesn't mean that I'm beholden to do them right now. You can recognize the potential of something without actively participating in it right now. Oh, well, friggin'... That's South done. So I'm going to go to West now, just because it feels like they've got a bigger burn to do on their funnel burn. WP didn't notice he has a dev hearing yet. I have a dev hearing? What do you mean? Apparently your squad doesn't know how to map swap. You mean all these people? No, it's that the map is full, my friend. So they can't get in. They know how to. That's a mean thing to say. They know how to. It's just that it's full. Did I go to the wrong waypoint? The door to Tarir is so far away on this bit. No, I just went the wrong way. Alright. West is in burn. I've accomplished nothing here. This has been such a crappy Tarir for me. AB for me. Guild Wars 2 Hook for me has some weird issues where the depth of field blur gets stuck in certain situations when holding down the right mouse button. It basically ends up blurring everything with flat blur. I'm suspecting it has to do with the camera setting that I adjusted. That or it's still some overlay issue that I'm not aware of. That's weird. I mean, I would really take time to look at the different sliders. West just got a breacher. What does that mean? Did they not finish their burn? Oh, they just did a mini burn, I guess. How low are these trigger blossoms? Alright, I'm doing it. I'm going for it. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, they got a frog. This is pretty bad. Alright, we got 2 minutes to get 13 stacks off and get rid of this frog. And they've got a sniper. This is pretty bad. Come to West. People on stream, come West right now. Right now, ignore your own existing burns. Come West, Spuds. They will need help. If you don't come, then it's going to be PANIC, baby. So let's come West, guys. There's 10 layers of protection, and I'm a bit intimidated by the mobs. So just come support. People dead. 6 layers. All right, there you go. It's not panic just yet. I hope you all appreciate that it was a good play to do the that as a contingency. 6 layers. I've put us down to 5. There you go. I actually have contributed quite majorly now. Coming to West was smart. I can't res that guy. 3 layers. There's another mushroom running in. 2, 1. Here we go. This is it. This is the burn now. Alright, we got it. Panic. Panic over. I love all the memeing that happens with this now. Have you guys noticed, like, people saying picnic and, what was the other thing? People were saying, like, picnic at the Octavine. As in Panic at the Disco and stuff. I love it. I love the memeing that just happened at AB. I wish that the other world bosses had similar things. One isn't done. Yeah, which one isn't done? South, apparently. South isn't done. Uh-oh. Blame WP, I guess. What? South was fine! Someone is pushing the wrong way on purpose. Oh, no. It's fine. Look, just check the next burns. Spread back out. We got plenty of time. We got 8 minutes still. South. Blame WP. Rip. I mean, South should be the guys that start the burns, just by the way. Because South do have a more fiddly mechanic to deal with. There we go. Just reproc your stuff. 8 minutes is plenty of time. I've 100 to 0'd this event from 8 minutes, so still not panic. Still no worries, guys. And if you just zerg to west, obviously, reform your positions elsewhere. East burn first, yeah. Silly east. Silly, silly east. I can't say I was paying too much attention. I think the time that all the burns triggered, I was just wandering around in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, because what this does, this regeneration to 25%, wasn't that the patch 2.0 thing? Didn't they used to fully heal? Or maybe half heal? Oh, what the fuck? South just full burned! Oh my god! What? Oh dear. Okay, that is bad. Everyone has to trigger their mechanic now and full burn in less than 2 minutes. Oh dear. We have to really bring the damage. Okay, it's vulnerable. I'm missing valuable burn time. Please don't kill me with a trigger bottom as I run in. Must push. Burn it. Oh dear, I don't have any confidence that... Oh my god, anyone on a suboptimal build, it feels bad right now, man. Go, full burn, full burn, full burn. Oh, South, what have you done? Push. Push a bit harder. Alright, West succeeded. West did get theirs. We're good at West. We killed West. North and East. East is in burn, North is in burn. It just... This is like serious damage we're looking for right now. Let's see. West and East. I guess, by the way, don't just stand around. Trigger it again now. In case they miss it. I think they are. I think their burns are too weak. East is too weak. East. East doesn't have enough meta, people. Oh, East failed. North. Did North fail or did they get it? Someone says good save, especially with idiots and trolls. People get so salty. I don't know what it is, because people get so scared that they're not going to get a little bit of loot. Just wait as a mushy over here, I would say. And cleave mobs. They're going to regenerate. East isn't going to proc it. So just get ready, guys. It's still salvageable. 6 minutes. What is up with these stream Octavines at the moment? It's like the original ones again. Oh shit, I got sniped. You bastard, right as I was about to take a drink. Just as I took my hand off of the mouse, that happened. I will start gradually working on the stompers, I guess. Alright, here we go again. If South could not force a ridiculous burn on everyone, that would be really nice. I mean, 3 out of 4 ain't bad, but it's not enough. Not bad, but not enough. I think that's sort of a motto of my life. Yeah, we're going to wait for these to blow up. There we go, now let's go. The bad thing right now is I'm out of endurance, and I got to watch the trains coming past. I also don't have a leap. There we go, we're good. 7 plus slime. Yeah, do a prep burn and then wait, and then let South trigger the full burn later. Oh my god, the taunts. We're going to struggle to get the damage in on this one because of all the ads and things around. Oh my god. Can I just say, again, the thing with Octavine a lot of the time, guys, is people stand around doing nothing when they really need to be cleaving ads to keep the places clean. So please do that. That's the big problem right now. You can't have, like, double sniper, double frog on the spawn. It's not good. It's not good at all. Oh, 64 health I think we dropped to there. Before we got a Litany of Wrath. That quarter of a second cast time. Octavine's vulnerable. I'm going to stay on the frogs, though. I don't care about the Octavine. I think we'll get close enough for a decent burn in a minute. Where's the armors? Yeah, slow down just a little bit. Oh, focus feels so good. I really like playing Guardian. This is the most fun I've ever had in Guardian. How did he penetrate my blocks on that? That's lame. Super lame. Come on! No! Get me up! I should have been using my auto to proc the Signet of Agony. Is he just unblockable or something? No, there we go. We blocked one of them. Ah! And I'm in my F3 right now! I can see the animations up! What is this? Oh my god! I'm gonna die to death penalty. Taunts. Let's break his break bar with a dragon's maw. Hopefully, no, nowhere near. Oh my god. Okay, South just killed. Okay, so this is good actually. Well done there, South. Well done. They did it in one, but they were the last, and everyone else is prepped. So that's good. People are complaining about being tilted. I don't know why this. I quite like these. I think they're more fun under these situations. So we got 10 protection. We got 1 minute 40. We got low health. We're fine. Shit. I didn't look at the Sugar Blossom. Should have gone around the side. Going my mushroom friends. We're not going to get a res. We're not going to be able to contribute at the end of this. People are going to be going tunnel vision on the slime. We can get ourselves up though, because Guardian is op. 4 protection. Alright, I'll give all the mushrooms swiftness and Aegis as they charge through. Sugar Blossom's down. This guy's going to turn around, so be very careful. Ooh, sniper fire. 2 slime. 1 slime protection. We get the last one. Yeah, aren't we good at the game? So east is in burn, west is in burn. Yeah, we're good. We're all in burn. Yeah, baby. Hard fought for there. Hard fought for. Good job, Spuds. Someone said, first try. Oh my god. I spilled liquid all over my desk. How did I do that? It's all on the mouse now. Are they adding a mystic coin drop to the Path of Fire maps? I don't know. I know that they've added a couple of new sinks, so the idea that there might be a mystic coin drop as well might be a good idea. You know, they could do a new gamble system in the game that's not gambling ecto, but it's gambling coins. I think that'd be really interesting. But the point of a gamble system is obviously another sink, and I don't know whether that economy needs more sinks right now. Sorry, just cleaning my mouse off right now, so the game's going to look awful. I don't want my G600 to get liquid in it and then break long before it's time. Sorry about the really low frames. I really don't know why I'm getting such low frames. But there you have it. And there you go. So that's AB. I guess I'll go open a bunch of chests as well. How many keys do we have? We have 13. 13 different keys. Alright, that's fine. Lowest. I guess it's just because we're streaming. I'll turn the SMA off as well. Can you say what sinks? Oh, yeah, the Elite Specialization collections have you throw a coin into a well at the Garden of Saborin. 1 Mystic coin, and you're going to do that once per class to get the Elite Specialization collection for your special weapon based on your new Elite spec. So that's 1 sink that they put in there. It's 9 coins per player. It's fucking nothing. It's nothing to complain about. It's just a bit of flavour. Though that didn't stop people I saw complaining. And there might be other sinks beyond that, but yeah. That appeared. I talked about that in my collection video on the Spellbreaker. Slivers gamble? Oh, resonating sliver gamble. That would be like the worst gamble in the game. I mean, I've essentially participated in that by investing in that economy now, right? I'll never make my legendary now, Kappa. Yeah, I know, right? Philanor says, I think it should remain fairly high, maybe not 1 gold, but still. I appreciate that you see the value in them having value at the very least. I mean, 1 gold is the sweet spot for me. I like 1 gold. I think if I was going to complain about anything, it wouldn't be a 1 gold Mystic Coin value. They're both inextricably bound to one another. But I wouldn't complain about the 1 gold Mystic Coin value. I'd actually complain about needing a full stack and then clovers on top for the more recent legendaries. I think that's what I would take issue with rather than anything else. I actually like the idea of each being a gold. Wind Potato streams? Yeah, on weekends and Mondays. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, same time. What would you consider as crucial story plot points you think POF should cover? Great question. Interactions with Joko and how he has shifted the culture of Alona and what he's been doing. confrontation with Kralkatorrik. I don't know. It's difficult. See, you know, it's so easy to criticize the story after it's out and you know what they did shit and what's left you wanting more. But if you were to put me in a writer's room and say, all right, here's a huge list of everything that we could potentially cover. Oh wow, I had a lot less keys than I thought I did. I shouldn't have opened so many small chests. You realise how quickly how hard it is. Like, do they do the Staff of the Mist? I mean, it was kind of destroyed. Is that what the Sandwolf's about? Do they have to do the spear made of dragon blood from the novels because we're going back to Kralkatorrik? Do they have to do stuff to do with Snaff? Do they have to do stuff to do with Zodja getting vengeance for Snaff? Do they have to do even stuff like Ritlock in the Mist? I mean, it's obvious that they are. And the community would be crying foul if they didn't. But you know, it is interesting when you turn put the foot on the other shoe, the shoe on the other foot, whatever the hell. What else is absolutely core story? The dam and stories about the damming of the river. Chiraiosa, I think. I mean, the thing is, a lot of it's stuff I would like to see. I want to see stuff to do with Chiraiosa. A lot of stuff to do with Chiraiosa. Oh, don't talk about Snaff. I miss him so much. You miss him. It's weird. I've felt great connections to characters in novels before, but I would never say I miss them. I feel like to miss someone, you sort of have to know them personally, or like interact with them, which you get through gaming, but not books necessarily. The Exalted, yeah, the Exalteds. Gleam. Not Gleam. Yeah, Gleam. Gleam is his name. I always confuse that with Glimmer. But Glimmer is a dragon from the Spyro franchise. Alright, guys. So, listen. We've got a big... you'll notice that the title of the stream is The Curse of the SS Pinkeens. We have some stuff to do. So, join me, my friends, in Lake Dorico. Now, if you never unlocked the head of the snake, you will not have access to this. But, I'd very much like you to. Now, this squad, it was full of AB people, but it's emptied out of it, so that's good. Let me remove us from from LFG as well. Oh, we already were. Alright. So join me, my friends, for we have a interesting challenge ahead of us. This map looks totally different without fog, right? Really crazy. Yeah, we got a giveaway. If you type Exalted, you get in on it. Lake Dorito. I want to find a group who worship Kos, dressing and dancing like him to demonstrate their reverence. Generally being as badass as the man himself was. That's pretty cool. I mean, the thing is, though, Kos was like an egotist, right? Kos loved himself. So I feel like to follow in Kos's footsteps is not to love Kos. It's to love oneself. And it's not to attribute anything that anything you do to a man from years ago. You are unique, you are special, you are the be-all and end-all. You are the dog's bollocks, right? And so, I feel like it sort of doesn't work, almost. But you know, the devs have demonstrated they can do a lot of cool stuff, surprising stuff, fun flavor stuff that I never knew I wanted, but is really fun. Like the Awakened selling statues of Palawa Joko. Like, that's genius! That's really fun, that's super cool. Love it. And, I never would have said, oh, the expansion needs this, because it doesn't need it, but it adds so much, you know. Wholesome potatoes. What's wholesome about my potatoes? They're very filling. With the end game for Path of Fire, only player be only fractals. After all, they can't play raids right. What is that comment? Tekelnemak in Twitch chat. Yeah, you. I'm talking directly to you. Not any of these other hundreds and hundreds of people. I'm talking to you. You. I want you to rewrite that comment in a cohesive way. In a way that is interpretable. And then I will answer it for you. WP, any take on Livia humming the Zephyrite song on One Path Ends? No, I think that's... I love it. I think it's really good. And I think that is the... When I do my episode 6 stuff, there's something that needs to be explained to people, and that the Livia stuff isn't a story. It's the start of a story. And the Zephyrite thing is something we can hone in on that. Women seem to like Kos. There's nothing nicer than a guy who's full of himself. That's a bit cynical right there, Philonor. That's sort of the antonym of nice guys. Is it an antonym? It's just tackling it from another angle, right? Nice guys always finish last. But yeah, a bit of confidence, a bit of bravado. It's sexy, man. That's what people like. And it's not even just like a masculine thing. It's sexy in a woman as well. What preset are you using? Your game looks gorgeous. This is a preset I made. Or I tweaked based on my girlfriend's preset, which is called Socks. So, I don't know how I like it, actually. I don't know whether it's the best right now. The best. But, I hate Euro 1. But, we'll see. It will probably have more tweaks. So, this boat here, guys, this is the SS Pinkeens. There is an achievement in Living World Season 3, which I have yet to obtain. And that achievement is thus. Honorary crew member. Prevent the Skrit and the White Mantle looters from getting away with any supplies stolen from the SS Pinkeens. So, there are supplies on this boat. They're right here, this supply pile. What will happen is an event will spawn here in just a moment, where lots of White Mantle and Skrit will try to steal from this pile. They will walk all the way up to it, they will grab it, and then they will run out of bounds. They'll run to about, you know, the edge of this ruin or something, and then they'll despawn. If any of them get away with the supplies, then there's a bar on the event. You see how this Pack Doliac has a health bar? This event will also have a bar. The more supply, the bar will start full, representing that we have maximum capacity of supplies, and every time a supply is successfully stolen, this bar drops, and it 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 drops. If it reaches 0, the event fails. If you successfully have some supplies left at the end of like 5 minutes, you succeed the event. The achievement is to successfully defend the supply pile for the full duration of the event without any being stolen. And it is very, very... I've never had it. I've never got it. Always something gets stolen. Now, the reason for that is because lots of players end up coming here and they scale it up very high. And when it gets scaled very high, all the enemies become a lot tankier, and their break bars become a lot tankier. So if we are going to succeed at this, we need a Zerg, or we either need to come with just a couple of people and have it low scale and we just do it on our own, or we need a Zerg of people who genuinely know how to play the game, can do good damage to kill the supply runners, and also know how to break the break bars. Breaking a break bar stops the supply runner from running for a moment, which is good, but also it enables you to do massive burn damage. See, the problem with this event is if there's very few people, the only enemies that spawn are like elites and vets and stuff, which can be crippled and immobilized and slowed and so forth and chilled. But when it scales quite high, it starts spawning champions. And champions get full-on break bars, which makes them immune to all that soft CC. And it gets exponentially more difficult, alright? So we're going to try and get this achievement. It's very difficult, but I want to get it with a Zerg. So I want us to prove our mettle here. Please, guys, run food. I will genuinely run some food here. And properly focus on this. So what you want to do is preemptively hit the guys that are running supplies. And not just stack around the supply pile. So we're all going to stand here. When the event spawns, we're going to start slamming the mobs as hard as we can. Give yourself, like, composition stuff that you would run in, like, raids. So, like, if you're a warrior, please run in power allies. Please run double banners, yeah? Please run phalanx strength. If you're a rev, make sure you have assassin's presence on. All of those kinds of things. You can tend to see the general makeup of the player base is like everyone thinks that everyone's on Tempest and Reapers and stuff, and I'm on a freaking Guardian, which is very selfish too, to be honest, with the way I've got this currently spec'd. So we're all quite selfishly minded, but yeah, try and do that kind of stuff, or make sure you're in assassin's gear, yeah. Actually, to tell you the truth, yeah, look, we don't have enough warriors. We don't have enough warriors, and we certainly don't have enough druids and things. In fact, we've only got 2 druids for the entire group. So make sure you're in assassin's gear. Make sure you've got your crit chance as high as possible. And we will try to do this. Bumping your crit chance, if you're on a power build, is the best thing you can do. Run assassins for this makeup. Because we're not going to be able to run raid comps, so let's do it that way. That's always the best way to go in open world. Assassins. And so when this procs, we're going to do it. The curse of the SS Pinkeens is that this is super difficult to do. Here we go. We're already going for it. So if you look on the minimap, you'll notice here that, so here, you look at this guy. He's already got a break bar and he's moving quick. And look, he's immune to CCs. So go the shiny grabber. Guys, he's already got a shiny. Make sure he's dead. So what you want to do is focus on the mobs that have crossed swords on them. That's what you want to focus on. And just keep wildly cleaving and DPSing stuff as best you can as the stuff spawns. So we've got a bottle lover. And we got to survive for 5 minutes 30 seconds from now. Okay? There's a champion on top. Jesus. Is he actually steal stuff? Or are we okay? Good. Actually, we're cleaving hard, guys. Ooh, this is nice. This is nice. Here we go. I've proper built this up to being really difficult, so it looks like people are bringing their A games. Really don't like how much UI I've got here. Alright. Well, that's good. We're well on top of it right now. Holy shit. Preemptively trap everywhere. Oh, there you go. Another one's just spawned. Shiny grabber. I guess Torment must be really good here, right? Because these guys move, like, hard and fast. And yeah, so there'll be one spawning from behind and one spawning from in front. That one's a champion, so let's... Oh my god, someone dropped food on the ground, guys. So there's actually... You can press F to get food for free. Beauty. Pirate Sentry. Well, so, hold on. This is just script. So there's a White Mantle version of it. Is the White Mantle version much harder? Is that the point? But this is the script version? I didn't realise that there were two versions, to be honest. Just 2 revs, this is sad. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame as well, because Rev actually... Condi Rev has got so much quality of life and fun in open world. I really enjoy it. It's amazing the leaning that is still on Ellie in this game, because they've had so many nerfs. And honestly, their squishiness sort of doesn't justify their capabilities in a lot of scenarios in the game anymore, like by a long way. When you compare how comfortable it is to do good damage on builds like the one I'm currently playing compared to Ellie, it's really unfair, I think. But everyone still plays tons of it, so I guess the balance speaks for itself. The market has spoken, people are still happy to play lots of Ellie. I guess you got flavor considerations. God, I can barely even get a tag. You guys are doing amazing. Truly. Truly, truly. Like gems. There we go. We got some good damage on this guy. Finally, we got a burst off. Oh, I love this person pinging as well. Look, we're doing this so aggressively. This is amazing. 3 minutes left. I think we got this. Good job, guys. Wow. Good job. It's another achievement done. We should have come here a lot earlier in the stream. This is another... You know, I talk a lot on streams, by the way, guys, about the difference in, like, understanding and capability and skill in the game and the way people treat the game. Like, some of the player base are like much better than other aspects of the player base, and you can kind of see that in action here, because anyone who's actually played this event before will know how frustrating and slow this can be. You never see champs get burned like this. Like, look at this. This is really good. I want to take this squad somewhere. It's like a world boss or something. You haven't even unlocked Lake Doric yet? That's fair. If you weren't playing at the time of the patch coming out, you got that gem wall there, that's fair. We should do shatter breaks? Shatterer break bars. Oh, that's a good idea. I still need that, actually. When does he spawn? When does the Shatterer next spawn? I'm up for that. I'm up for doing a Shatterer break bar after this, if he spawns within reasonable time. There, he's charging. Go! Don't let that little rat through. Oh my god, he's getting nuked. Look at the friggin' things. Here we go, boys. 1 minute 20. Does the ante get upped at this point? If the Shatterer's not spawning soon, I guess we won't do it. Jesus, I can barely get a hit. I wonder what builds people are using to tag these, because obviously Scepter Greatsword is quite limited. Slow projectiles, and the other set is melee. I'm looking at some serious lightning whipping going on there, I'll say that much. Should run NG traps. Never got a tag on that guy. Oh, okay, I thought that we'd lost a supply there. I thought that the bar had gone down slightly. 40 seconds left. Next shatter is in an hour and 20. That's too far away. That sucks. That's a shame. Because, yeah, that would have been quite cool, guys. That would have been pretty good. I wonder if people have just got the bloodthirst because they also all want this achievement, and a lot of people don't have it. So we'll grab that. Yeah, there is no kill steal in Guild Wars 2 except when you don't even have a chance to hit something Kappa. Yeah, right. There we go, honorary crew member. Awesome. So that means that we've now done Out of the Shadows, Rising Flames, Crack in the Ice, Head of the Snake. We need to feed that guy in the tree a couple of times. We almost got the heart. I may as well finish that. We need to feed that guy in the tree a couple of times. One Path Ends is done. All I have is Flashpoint, really. Descend, collect all the things, find all the unique objects. So that's story. Oh, this one's frustrating. Need to do 50. That's like the goddamn feeding the apple guy, isn't it? Christ. And that is not something you want to take a Zerg to, so I'm not going to do that. But then there's Rock Collector. Do we want to do that on a stream? That doesn't really take advantage of having a big group. So what else is there? There is, under General, I could do Giant Slayer. Hero, I think Tradesman's got a new one. Yeah, Patron. Shit, how much was that? Is that 500 gold? You just spend 500 gold for that. And then Ecto Gambling. But I don't really consider that Heart of Thorns, so I don't really care about Ecto Gambling title. Legendary Armorer and Llama Roundup. I didn't do the llamas in the PvP lobby. Wow, when did they add this? I don't remember this. Damn. Shatterer, we got no fly zone, which we were just talking about a second ago. All that other stuff is sort of irrelevant. Patron is 1,000 gold. 1,000 gold, yeah. Oh, yeah. 1,000 golds, really? I don't know. I don't know. I can't grind 1,000 golds just to get that. I think that one we will we'll maybe put a pin in. White hat is easy to do when you're doing all the hearts for the daily jet backpack. Yeah, and I should have done it at that point, and I didn't. So that kind of sucks, but there you have it. My god, the burst. The burst. Is this just because we're all quite intelligently running high crit chance gear and stuff, do you think? Well, White Mantle counter-attack is imminent. Well, we finished the heart pretty much instantly. Though we can't claim any rewards from it, I think, right now. Jesus. I want to staff 1, but they nerfed the damn thing. I need to tome 1. I need to press tome 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Come on. It's obvious that's why the staff was nerfed, right? So that we can tome 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 instead on the Firebrand. Just to make the two skills a bit more distinct in the space that they occupy. The guy responded with a rephrased question. Oh, did he? Sorry. First person who got the jetpack from Gem Store bundle got like 10,000 gold for free. Tormentor never spawns in the Silver Waste. We did that on Zero to Hero recently. Let's do another JP for funsies. A JP? What JP do you want to do? White hat, where's this message? Rephrased. Raids are a Heart of Thorns feature. So will all the Path of Fire owners who don't own Heart of Thorns be locked to only Fractals as endgame, or will there be raids playable for Path of Fire only players? I understand now. Sorry about my sort of cheesy, aggressive, mean comment earlier. Because you put sorry in parentheses there. I was only messing about. It's not a big problem. But yeah, I think that raids aren't actually a Heart of Thorns feature. I think that raids are a multiple expansion feature. It's just that they're... Well, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, really. I think maybe what they've done is Heart of Thorns... During the Heart of Thorns days, we could say that they were expansion feature. But I think what they might do going forwards is raids are kind of like a core thing now. And just, you don't need... You're not gated. I doubt they want to do that because they want the LFGs to be as full as possible and as many, you know, you don't want to fragment the community. That's why we don't get challenge modes, repeatable challenge modes, because they don't want to fragment the community, right? So I'm guessing that maybe during the Path of Fire days, there will be no, like, wall that just anyone will be able to do those raids. And they won't, like, have to code in a check to make sure you have the right thing. Ultimately, if you've got access to the aerodrome, you'll be able to get into those wings, and that's it, really. And I think that might be what they're going for. And as such, they then can't put on the main website, oh, we're selling the, you know... The truth is, they will be coming, and they'll be in association with all the content from the expansion, and they'll benefit from the boundaries, you know, the new mechanics that the expansion offers and stuff. But they might get some shit for... Do you get what I mean? So she's invulnerable until we break this bar. I'm just going to watch with my burst until right when it goes down. Get ready for it. Get ready. There's quickness. Double trap. Burn, baby, burn. Arrgh! Yeah. Oh, that Tempest did really good. And now she's invulnerable again. Unless maybe he was cleaving. My frames. Yeah, I know, right? Get ready. Hold the bursts. Hold them. Here we go. Here we go. I'm not contributing to any of these CCs. Here we go. Okay, traps are down. Burn! Oh, I should have procced my spear early. Oh my god. We're proper in competition between Raftley and me here right now. Oh god, I'm not even... See, look at the... Oh, okay, I did go down. I was going to say, I don't deserve to be up without even paying any attention to the ground targets and things. Here we go, next one's coming up. Here we go. Alright, let's get that spear on there early. Let's get the smite rolling. Great sword 4 and 2. Burn! Yeah! Oh, that was a good one. That was a really good one right there. Hype. By the way, I don't run Scholar runes on this. I'm running Flame Legion runes. So we could have had even more ferocity and damage there. Man dick, horse dick, or big dick. Jesus. I think I've created a bit of a thing where there's a lot of talk about willies in my Twitch chat that I didn't foresee becoming so major. Look at the minimap right now. Look at all these dots on the minimap. That's so cool. Jesus. I timed my first burn well, but nothing was off cooldown by the second one. Yeah, you basically got a leech and do contribute nothing until the burn, just to look good on the DPS meter. Burn, the Mad King shouted. Yeah, well, if I'm the Mad King, if I'm Aerys Targaryen, who is Jaime Lannister? Is it one of you in chat? What's the add-on that I'm using called? It's called Arc DPS. It's really the only continuously developed one on the scene right now after Bug 1 was sort of hounded out. For being a bit too sly for his own good, essentially. Talented, but too sly for his own good. With the China thing. Oh, what is going on here? Do you know if FTP accounts get access to Central Terrier Masteries? No, the Mastery system is a Heart of Thorns thing. So, or an expansion thing. So you've got to own an expansion to get the Masteries. I thought you wanted to do a Mad King Says disappointed. Oh, I'm sorry. Have I got my legendary potato icon already? Yes, I have. Here, I'll show you it in chat. There you go. I think there's like 3 of us that have got it at the moment. By the way, I don't know who it is. So, just to be clear, I think when I first signed up on Twitch, I didn't think I was allowed to talk about this, but I really don't know how they enforce stuff like this. But if someone subs to me, if someone spends $5 to sub to me, Twitch takes half of that, right? And then there's tax and stuff. So it's like it's a fucking pittance. However, if there's these extra versions of subbing at the moment, where if you sub with like $10 instead, you count as more people, and they give me a higher cut. And there's one person in the Spuds community. There's one person who is on the max tier sub. They alone are worth 5 subs, and I get a reasonable cut from that. So whoever that one person is on the max tier sub value, I don't know who you are, but whoever you are, you're a legend. And by the way, there's a lot of people on Patreon that I want to reward in a similar way and shout out. But yeah. It's crazy. I noticed someone was doing it the other day. Yeah, they're worth like 6 subs. Yeah. They're worth 6, yeah. But they pay the value of 5. Something like that. Alright, what do we take the Zerg to do? How long have we been streaming? We've still got time to do stuff. What other achievements? WP, let's to the map JP. No, I don't want to go to the JP. I don't want to do that. We could go do Siren's Landing and get, Relic Collector. How much karma do I need for this? More than I've got, I think. Because I've only got 600,000, and I think it's 200,000 per item. So I can go 200, 400, 600. So I'm about 200k short. Where would I get 200k karma from? Any good world bosses coming up? Any good AB things? I guess we just got to do Draconis Mons, don't we? That's sort of it. We're at the end of the line now. So we can go for some of these shards. I always mess this up. To me, Heart of Thorns should have Heart of Thorns Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on it. And it should also have Living World Season 3 in it. And Story Journal should only have Core Tyria at Season 1 and Season 2 related stuff in it. Now, there is no Core Tyria and Season 1 stuff because they need to be remade and rebuilt, but, yeah. Tider is coming up in 12 minutes. Burning Tider really quickly doesn't seem too fun. Side stories, I've got nothing to do. It's just finish Heart of Thorns to do Sword Taxonomy, and it's not Zerg-based anyway. Alright, let's just go get a couple of procs of White Hat then. Screw it. Oh, I've never been to Draconis Mons on this character. Alright, fine. Let's go to the tome. Let's get in there. Let's do Obsidian Destroyers. We've done that on streams before. It's actually not as entertaining as you'd expect. They just die. I mean, I know they seem really threatening, but they cannot face up to a Zerg. We've done that in the past. Oh yeah, so remember, so just by the way, guys, if you have just joined the stream, we're doing a giveaway right now where you can win. Here, so check this out. You can win a Bloodstone Greatsword, first of all, worth 112 gold. For free, you guys can get this. You don't have to have any talent or put any effort in. There's a Bloodstone Greatsword skin that you can win. And as you win that, you can also have your choice of any Abaddon weapon. And these are super cool. Like, super, super, super cool. The short bow is a very cool skin, particularly. I know that's a long way. The short bow I really like. It looks so good on the back of characters. So anyway, so you can win both of these. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is type one word in chat, and that word is Exalted. That's it. If you are a subscriber of mine on Twitch, you get 10 times the chance to win. 10 times luck. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can do that for free. There's just a button you click on screen. So yeah, if you get like quick delivery, blah, blah, blah. I feel like such a shill. I really don't like going on about that so many times every stream. But there you go. That's the giveaway. And I do appreciate it. Sell out, I know. I just need to remember that this format's a bit like radio, and radio repeat themselves all the time, so why should I feel bad about repeating myself on Twitch? You know? Tome a new character to level 80? Yeah, you should get a new character. Tome it to 80, and go for a good-looking Alolan setup. for the new expansion. Though, by the way, another thing as well, if you guys are like, what do I want to do in game while I wait for Path of Fire? If you are in that boat where you've made a new character for Path of Fire, and perhaps you followed my advice and made the perfect character for it in terms of special story branches and stuff. So you've made a Balthazar worshipping, or Cormyr worshipping human who never knew their sister, that came from a loner, that joined the Order of Whispers. Yeah, if you did that, remember also that if you've made a new character, basically, remember that Heart of Thorns had that special moment at the end where your mentor, based on the order that you joined, appeared to you if you'd finished the Order storyline and seen them die. Path of Fire might do something similar. So what you might want to do is finish the personal story on it, or finish Heart of Thorns as well, because they might do special little things for you to have gone through the whole story. Oh god, I've got to give myself hiccups. I don't know how. You don't want a half Asian, half alone, and half whatever sister. Yeah, she's white sometimes, she's Canthan sometimes, and she's black the rest of the time. I really mixed that up. Let me do that pure Tyrion mode. She's Tyrion sometimes, she's Canthan sometimes, and she's Alolan sometimes. That almost seems like that's, you know, you could go like SJW, like angry Tyrion mode, roleplay mode about that, and be like, not all Tyrions are white, you know. Not all Canthans are Asian, you know. You know, you could do that essentially. I like the thought of that. But yeah, so anyway, the game's bugged basically. That looks really good back there right now. I like that. I was born and raised in Divinity's Reach. Just because my parents were from Alona doesn't give you the right. Blah blah blah. You gotta be careful, guys. You gotta be careful with your phrasing. Your reshade preset isn't playing well with Twitch's compression. Oh, I'm sure it's not. Yeah, I'm sure it's not. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that. I want to start 900p streaming. I want to set up some bounties. Oh yeah, I was going to talk to you guys about that earlier. One of the other things I want to do for the community, because I was talking about this, it wasn't just this silly idea of messaging people and saying, hey, you look good, blah, blah, blah. I want to do another thing for the community where I do bounties and people make interesting, like, just videos. Basically, videos I want to exist and I would want to make, but I can't be bothered to make them because I don't have the time, or they just wouldn't be worth it because they're too niche or fringe. So, for example, a video I want to see, and the bounty thing would be, okay, here's a bunch of tasks for the community. If anyone completes one of these tasks, I give them gems. That's how it would work. And every month, there'll be like 4 new tasks that appear on the bounty system. There'd be the Wooden Potatoes bounty board. I think it'd be really cool, right? So one of the tasks that I want, one of the things that I would do, like, that I think would be really cool, I want to see a meta rotation discussion for PvE endgame. So highest DPS builds, but ranked, not such that the best build is the one that does the most damage, or has the most quality of life, or can do the most in bursts, or can do the most over long distances, or has the highest quantity. Not ranked from any of those metrics, which is all that we ever get in the game right now. But instead, ranked through a different metric. And it's just like interesting metrics. Like, for example, top DPS rotations ranked in order of sound. So what I would want is a video where someone goes and finds the most audibly, the most beautiful audibly rotation, right? So what you do is you go in game and you max this out, but you drop this, 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 okay? You got your effects volume, and you go and you hit the golem, and you see how each rotation sounds and how pretty it sounds, or how like cancerous that rotation sounds, yeah? And what I would essentially want is an ironic, but fully like super nerdy theory crafted video that ranks the top 9 DPS rotations in order of how horrible they sound. Yeah. So like you guys know the and you can do like special things as well, like any kind of short bow build that's running the Dreamer, for example, or whatever. But or like a horrible sounding build might be like someone who's greatsword autoing on a Mesmer with 3 clones that are also greatsword autoing. I don't know if you guys know how that sounds, but that laser beam just going ring, 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 ring over and over and over again. It sounds horrible. It's so grating, right? And I'd want to see that. And the individual making such a video would have the choice of, you know, are they looking for the worst sounding rotation, the best sounding one? But I would want someone to, ironically, and like for comedic effect, like go really deep into it and be like, okay, so I think that this rotation sounds like blah blah. I think that'd be so funny. I'd happily give someone 400 gems to make that video. And some of them could be more serious, like, you know, what's the genuine best underwater comp? Is it all fresh air staff Ellies and trident Ellies and stuff? You're slowly replacing all your level 80 characters that aren't Char with new Char ones. You made a Char Ellie for POF, next is Mesmer, then Necro. Oh, that's cool, dude. You build in a warband, essentially. So for this achievement, what we do is... Oh my gosh, I had a duck. I had a ducky wucky. Let's have a look here. £5 from Philanor. Hey, WP. Thanks so much, Philanor. That's awesome of you, dude. Hey, WP. Have you noticed there's a fan remake of Tomb Raider 2 in the works? It's basically the same game as TR2, but with up-to-date graphics. It's called Tomb Raider Dagger of Zion. I do know about that. I have seen that. I've been watching its development for a long time, and in fact, if you rewind to about 5 to 7 months ago, when I was super into watching Tomb Raider speed clears and stuff, speed runs, I did talk about that on a stream. Yes, it looks very cool, doesn't it? It looks really, really good. I hope that the movement feels... Because the thing is that Gen 1 Tomb Raider games, the pacing of their movement and stuff is sort of inextricably bound to their graphics and environment layout. And I'm scared that the remake, such as it is, will make it feel more like a Gen 2 Tomb Raider game or even later. But yes, I have seen it. It looks really good, doesn't it? I do know exactly what you're talking about. Exactly. The warband will be called the Cows of War. It will be a guild... and everything. That's cool, dude. That is very, very cool. You should do one of those compilation images where all your characters appear together. Get an artist to do that. WP, what are your thoughts on dying weapons? I don't think we need it. I think that the devs have more space to make interesting loot for longer. That in a world where we can't die, and I think that's incredibly important for Guild Wars 2. The second Guild Wars 2 cosmetics aren't rewarding to go for is the second the game dies. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. But it would be a big problem. And some people will say, oh, but what a potato, it's so much more fun to go for a weapon that I can die. I disagree, actually. I think that you would appreciate that in the short term, but I think in the long term it's more of a detriment. And it limits their space to make new weapons and things. Like, look at the weapon I got right now, the Super Adventure Greatsword. Look at how many different rewards they got out of that just by recoloring the damn thing. I think that, you know, that's, you might call that tacky or whatever, but I think it works. And I would never ask them to take that away. Where do I even go with these? Can we go through this gate? It's like where you fight the golem, isn't it? So here's a terminal. So what we do is we hack these, I think, right? We can use the skill one to give ourselves swiftness. That's it, isn't it? And we turn out the lights. Basically, you got to do that 50 times. Divinity Original Sin 2 is about to release. Taking a look at anything yet? Until Path of Fire stuff dies down. No, I'm full on monogamer mode right now, but I'm very, very excited to play it. I am. It should be very fun. Would I suggest staff a main hand weapon for Weaver and PF? In certain circumstances, yeah. And as far as open world is concerned and story is concerned and all the initial stuff that you'll be playing in the expansion, you don't need my recommendation. Just do whatever you want, because the game's not that hard. Deliberately so that you have that freedom in your builds. So just enjoy yourself, man. Don't go on the internet looking for other people to tell you what weapon to run. Just get a feel for what you like. Buildcraft is quite complicated in this game, but it's not some impenetrable mess you shouldn't ever look into yourself. Door terminal. So does that count as well? Can I only get a certain amount per character per day in here? The bloom looks pretty nice here, I think. Too saturated and thick, but it looks nice. Gate lever. Whispers recorder we don't care about. So yeah, it's all of these. These are what we really want to turn off. Oh, there's a big event we've got here, guys, by the way. There's a big event once we turn all of these off, I think it is. You need more hype than that. What's this? Oh, we're doing the giveaway. Guys, the giveaway is being announced. Here you go. So get ready, chat. Go look in chat. You'll see if you can win. This is it. This is the giveaway in just a moment. Who's going to win about 200 gold worth of stuff? Woo. Don't forget, last chance to sub. I'm going to go sellout mode here. 10 times luck. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can do it for free. Increase your odds. Make me happy. Anyone getting in the last minute? Let's get some hype. We've got all these potatoes going. The giveaway will be executed in just a moment. Best of luck, guys. Sincerely. Most of you are going to be crushed and upset that you didn't win. But one of you, for one of you, it's your special day. There you go. Look, T3D. There. Nice, nice, nice. Someone got a sub in right at the end. So God and Monster has won the giveaway. So there you go. Now, those who were present on yesterday's stream will recall that I said I gave it to a friend of mine and that it was rigged. And that if you wanted to, you could come tomorrow, that being today, for another rigged giveaway. Well, there you go. God and Monster is actually, he's not really my friend, but he's a friend of a friend. Or actually the friend of a family member, who I've just got into Guild Wars 2. And I figured giving him about 200 gold would be a nice little bump for him to get his first gear set. And, I don't know. I've seen him playing some other games. Not MMOs, admittedly, but he is quite hardcore when he gets into the games. So I think he'll be a valuable asset, really, if I can get him into it, to come along fractals at reset each night and stuff. So yeah, I rigged this one to give it to God and Monster. I did tell you all openly yesterday that this would be rigged, and there you go. It was all placebo. I was just selling out to get free subs. And if you tune in tomorrow, on Monday, we'll have another rigged stream for you. I hope you all enjoy. Also, this guy's melting. This power suit is actually getting blown up. Awesome. So, where do the keypads explicitly spawn? There's one. So I've got a keypad, but what do I do with it? There's nothing to do. Is that because we brought the whole Zerg here, I guess, right? So there's nothing to turn off. But if we go over here to this terminal, maybe we can turn this one off. This one isn't actually as bad as an apple a day. There we go. So anything that consumes the keypad. Let's pick a new one up. Oh, someone else grabbed that. Shame. You've been away from Guild Wars 2 for a while. You don't have the Heart of Thorns expansion. What do I need to do? Oh, dude. You are like... Oh, you are like the perfect viewer. If only everyone was like you. What you need to do is go beneath the stream. And down there, there's a link that says, do you want to play the game? If you click that, you'll get the option to pick up either Path of Fire or Heart of Thorns, or both. And if you use my link, I get a cheeky little kickback on that. We all feel good. And you should do that. You will not be a complete human being until you do that. You will not you'll not find happiness in this world unless you get on the hype train and the bandwagon and you click that link down there. So it's just below the stream. Anyone else wants to do it as well, just click the stream. Just go on. I'm waiting. So basically what we're going to do now is just while everyone alt tabs to click that link and get the game and you know, support me. While everybody does that, remember guys, the link down below, just click the link. I'm just going to wait with the commentary for about 5 minutes. We're just going to sit here. Just while people click that link, please, the buy link. Can you click the link? I'm just going to wait. Just so, because some people are a bit slow, and you know, we're trying to be inclusive here. So yeah. Click the link, guys. Yeah, no, I'm still here. We're just waiting a second for people to, you know, to be nice. Jesus, Smitsky says WP shutting off for 5 minutes. What a joke, dude. That was aggressive. Wow. That's almost as bad as I get. That's mean. All right. Anyway, actually opens a page to meat spin. Oh my god. Alright, well look, I don't see any more terminals to trigger, so screw it. Well guys, there you go. I think that was really good. We got the curse of the Pinkeens has been lifted. We've made so much progress. Tomorrow's stream will be the same time. Enough trolling and joking around and doing silly things. Tomorrow's stream I'll be back. We'll do more. We'll do another giveaway. And what we'll be doing is finishing up the stuff on this map, really. and we'll be done. I privately will be completing Heart of Thorns over and over to get Sword Taxonomy done. But aside from that, we're right at the end here. And tomorrow will be the last episode of Path of Fire Dawns. Next weekend streams, we'll be talking about episode 6. We'll be full on in episode 6 mode, and that should be a lot of fun. And then we'll have about 1 more week right before the expansion comes out. Well, 2 more weeks, I think. No, 1 more week after that to, you know, hype ourselves up and get ready for it. So yeah, the last episode of Path of the Fire Dawns will be tomorrow. More chances to win stuff, more stupid trolling nonsense, more high horsing, more horrible things that I end up regretting moments after I stop being live. And yeah, so earlier, by the way, I was talking about other people in the scene, and, you know, people don't watch other people in the scene. So I think we can do a pretty massive host here, and I haven't done one for a while. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pick a new person that I see on the Guild Wars 2 section of Twitch, and we're all going to go watch him. All of us, suddenly. Now, this will be someone who has no experience with a massive audience, and it will be pretty fun. I've got tons of people to choose from. Look at all these people trying Guild Wars 2 streaming. Look at this. There's one of them even playing CSGO, which is great. So, Guild Wars 2, they don't have a face cam. We're not going to do them. So, don't go anywhere. I'll be in chat, and we're gonna make them poo themselves a little bit. So, we're just gonna find the right person. Here you go. 1 viewer on this person. There's only a single person in the whole world watching this guy. They're working on their masteries and getting ready for Path of Fire in the same way as the stream I just did was. So if you found me entertaining, there's every bit of opportunity you'll find this random guy entertaining as well. So let's watch him. Let's encourage some new talent. If not via watching this, because I know a lot of you are just going to turn it off instantly. If not from watching this, also maybe have a look at the Get Path of Fire competition. And that's it, guys. WP growing the amount of Guild Wars 2 streamer poo. Well, we will see. We'll try to get some non-poo. And that starts now. So thanks, guys. I'll see you very shortly.